What's going on, people? Had an experience today in school that I just had to share with you guys. So, I do observations, right? That's what I do. So I'm doing it in the middle of an observation, and it's an informal observation. So I'm in the class, I got some kids sitting next to me, some conversation going back and forth. And one of the students, just in the middle of a conversation, mentioned that R. Kelly was a rapist. And, I think he said it to try getting laughs and to try garnering attention. And I mean, I get it. It's a hee ha ha kind of thing, right? Now, obviously, as an adult, you're looking, okay, well, hey, that's not funny. So you want to be able to have that conversation, which we did. But before I even got to that point, I sat and I looked at him and I was like, you know what happened to R. Kelly when he was growing up? And he's looked at me and he's like, yeah, he was molested. And I said, absolutely. That's the reports that are coming out now, that he was molested and assaulted as a child. And I sat there and spoke with him and the students around about how when you experience that level of sexual assault, molestation, things along those lines growing up, that you were much more likely to repeat that same behavior as an adult, adolescent, adult, whatever the case may be, as you are growing up. Now, obviously, I said to them, it doesn't excuse in any way, shape, or form his behavior, but if we're ever going to seek to understand the actions, we have to be able to understand the individual and what that all looks like. And way too often in our classrooms and in our schools, we're not allowing our kids to have these conversations. We'll sit there and we'll say, it would have been very easy to say, hey, you say something like that again, and as the administrator, I'm going to have to suspend you, right? Like, that's inappropriate for school. We can't have that. But what is that kid learning there? He's just learning that he can't speak, that he can't say things. And while it may not be appropriate conversation for school, it's a conversation that clearly needed to be had because that was something that was on his mind. And that was something that was on the mind of the students in that room at that given time. So we need to stop telling kids what they can and cannot say. And stop looking at them like they are crazy because they're saying these things that maybe we necessarily wouldn't proclaim out loud as adults. Instead, we've got to be able to unpack what they are saying and the conversations that they are having and be able to be a part of that and to help guide in specific directions to make sure that they are getting the guidance and knowledge that they need to be able to fully assess these situations. So for all my educators out there, my teachers, my administrators, and all the students who I know are going to watch this video as well, stand up. Stand up against these archaic practices of just disappointing and saying, no, you can't say that. Boom, 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 boom. You're suspended for 2 days, 3 days, whatever the case may be. Get away from that. Get away from that. And allow your kids the opportunity to speak and to talk. And kids, have those conversations with your teachers and administrators. Listen, I said that. Maybe it wasn't the right place to say it, but it was what we were talking about, right? Like, let's be real with each other. Because we don't understand why kids say what they say, but it's up to us to make sure that they are understanding what they say, the impact that they could have on other people in that room, how that could trigger people, the background behind what they are saying, right? That's up to us as educators. So when you're out there, and when you're in your classrooms, when you're in your offices handling discipline and this and that, and kids, when you're out there having these conversations, be real with each other. Please be real with each other. We need so much more of that in this world. Don't be afraid. Do not be afraid. And on that, peace, love, continue to challenge the status quo in our educational world, and we're only going to grow and go up from here.